we are working seriously on the issues of reform in the government of Southern Sudan, and especially that our country emerged from a war situation, and with these reforms are very, very important. What we are doing so far is going on smoothly, but still we cannot say that it has been very perfect because of a lot of challenges that we come through. First is the attitude, resistance, the way people think that reforms are not really for them, that these are ideas that are coming from outside, but it's very important for the viewers, for the public to remember that when you have emerged from war, then you have to improve on the public sector system. Thus, the reforms are very important. So people's attitude towards reforms have to be changed so that they gradually and in a process accept the change. Also, the issue of involving the leadership from various levels. Sometimes it's seen that the reforms is undertaken by a few. It's not only the Ministry of Labor, Public Service and Human Resource Development, but the whole government is involved. We appreciate the role of our president and the cabinet, but still we continue to encourage all levels, being directors, directors generals, to be part of the process of the reform. So some of these challenges will encourage us to rally and also include in a positive manner everybody to be part of the reform process. We also feel that cultural aspects have their effect, and maybe generally the effect of the war on everyone in terms of their psychology and the rest. So these are general issues. Capacities is main, and it's very important that capacities of people who are involved in reforms are sharpened. They need the skills, they need the tools, and then they are rallied to join the process of reform. So for us, as a country emerging from war, we want to continue to encourage that. We build the capacities, we train, we mentor, we coach. We give the opportunity for people to learn so that they become part of the process of reforms. And by so doing, that will help us. So it's our also a call to the donors, to development partners, to any other organizations that are interested in helping us to come along and support us in that area, provided that we need to discuss and negotiate issues so that you assist us in the areas where there is need. Only areas where there is need for our country to move forward and build a very stable civil society and very stable civil service. The reform programs engulfs a very big area in our government, the government of Southern Sudan, and in particular the role of the Ministry of Labor, Public Service and Human Resource Development, where I come from. We work on payroll cleansing, and that means trying to improve on those civil servants who are on the payroll. And by this, we remove any elements, any names, any people who are not rightfully there. So that, and we refer to them as ghost workers. These are people who are actually not supposed to be on the payroll because they are not officially appointed by the system. And by so doing, we go towards right-sizing the public service so that we have the adequate number of people who are there to serve. We also do record management, where we ensure that all the files, establishment files are in place. They are well organized in a systematic way. We also give a lot of training and a lot of capacity to people who are in a very higher level of the government system. And the undersecretaries, sometimes referred in other countries, are permanent secretaries or assistant ministers. They are the accounting officers. We give them opportunities to improve in their skills so that they are able to manage and able to do their work in terms of accounting and in terms of overseeing and organizing and linking the civil servants with the executives. There are so many areas also of training the civil servants, refreshing them, those who have been in the government for a very long time. Some have lost the skills they had because of the long period of war. So a whole component of training, mentoring, and learning processes is taking place. We also put a lot of of attention to the women or gender balance. And that is because in our system we have 25% affirmative action enshrined in the Constitution. So based on our cultures, women have been left behind, but now they are really coming up, and the government puts a system where women, senior management have to be really mentored so that they can be able to move forward the civil service. So there's a whole lot of program that we are doing, and the most interesting part is trying to bring the ownership to the government and to the country by transforming the small units we have. For instance, we have the capacity building unit within my ministry. We are now on the process of transforming it through strategic plan so that it is transformed into a management development institute. And by so doing, we'll have a larger space for training, building the capacities of our people in a manner that will make it cost effective, and also doing it locally within the country. And by this, we ensure sustainability of the capacity building towards development in the government of Southern Sudan.